No! Hey! What is up? It is Isabella James, aka Spiritual Bimbo, aka this is Spiritual Bimbo YouTube channel. Welcome back. Or hi, hello, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Here we talk about spirituality, plastic surgery, the adult industry, and the balance between work and play, and just a lot of awesome things. So, subscribe, like, do all the things that you do on YouTube if you want to support your girl. Anyways, what's up? So today we're going to talk about my bimbofication. Yes, so exciting. This is something that I get asked about a lot, of course. You know, just like my surgeries in general. And also, I mean, you wouldn't know, obviously I wasn't born looking like this, guys, come on. But like most bimbos, such as myself, I looked very different, you know, a while back. And it's called bimbofication when it's like, I guess it would be like, you know, not bimbo. But like when they show the evolution of it, it's like this, you know, nerdy girl reading, and then she's like progressively like sluttier and like whatever. I was always sluttier, you know. But before we get into all of the surgeries and self-realizations, let me tell you, I'm not your average bimbo, obviously. First of all, I'm spiritual bimbo. But just in general, there's such a stigma. What stigma? Let's do it. You know, with girls that look like me, or you know, even more so. Like, I understand I'm a little bit alt because I have a lot of tattoos. But it's 2022. You know, bimbos come in all shapes and sizes. That's something too, actually, that some, you know, girls in the community are like, you aren't a bimbo unless you have surgery done, because it's like looking hyper feminine, but also just, I think, you know, over dramatizing like the feminine features. So, but I beg to differ with that, because like, you know, someone asked like, what about like Marilyn Monroe? She is like an OG bimbo. Audrey Hepburn, I just wouldn't say, because her energy and her frame and everything is like, that's not bimbo-y, you know? And like, yeah. Anyways, even in like Breakfast at Tiffany's, you know, she was like a straight up sugar baby. Just saying. You know. Anyways, we're kind of on a tangent, but it's relevant. We're talking about bimbos today. Okay, so yeah, the bimbofication, and just that we're dumb, and that we're like, you know, think men are superior, and you know, all of the things, all of the like, okay, I don't play that stuff on TV, but you know, just the like, oh, I'm a worthless F doll, and you know, like just like all of that stuff. Like I believe that girls like truly do believe that, like a lot of them. That's not me at all. You know, but I used to be different. I used to like hate myself and just be very like caught up in the matrix of like trauma, the trauma matrix, and just, you know, not happy with myself. And I was using drugs and alcohol to just like suppress my emotions, and like smoked cigarettes and stuff. Just a whole different vibe, you know. I always did have my like sweetheart in me, and that's when I was doing Snapchat. I quit doing webcam when I was doing Snapchat back then. So, yeah, so I mean, and everyone, you know, we all start as like our soul being, and we all do have like this, you know, ancestral trauma and just like past lives, and like we don't actually like come into earth like pure, as like people try to say. But when you are younger and stuff, it's like that innocence, and it's so great. And that's part of the bimbo stuff I like too. Anyways, as I was saying, okay, so back in 2016, so this stuff didn't start going down until, let's see, 2018. The beginning of 2018, I quit doing Xanax, and literally, obviously, changed my life, of course. I mean, I wasn't like things weren't terrible, but they weren't great, you know. I was just even though I've always been like a positive, like cheerful person, like I really wasn't back then, you know, and it just says a lot about the people I was around. But I mean, even with that, like even as like, you know, being like, you know, in my mid-20s angst or whatever, I just like, you know, it was just different. Anyways, but I am so grateful for that version of myself, because without her, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I love my life, and I love myself, and I love you. Okay, so yeah, 2018 came around. I got off Xanax. If you'd like to hear about all of that, I would love to share that. Oh my gosh, like literally, I think I'm like, if I can get off Xanax and get through how terrible that feels, I can do anything in the world. For real. And like, you should always think about that. Think about something like really like crazy, like overcome, because we all have those moments. And just like hone that and be like, wow, like if I can do that, I can do anything. Because like, let me tell y'all, it was terrible, but at least I like knew why I felt terrible. It wasn't just like, you know, sometimes in your head you're like, whoa. I was like, okay. And it was for like 6 months. Like, you know, obviously it got progressively better as time went on, and I was still smoking weed. And I quit doing Adderall like a month in after, because I was like, no, I quit doing Xanax, I should quit doing Adderall as well. Anyway, so the whole point of this little tangent / invitation for you guys to hear that story at a later date is that I started going to yoga, and like after like the 6 months, I was like I kind of want to like get into shape. I was never out of shape. I just was like soft, you know. I just didn't work out. But I was never like, I've always been petite. So yeah, so I was like, oh, I want to start doing that and just like eat healthier. I don't know the debates of being healthier, because it's just, well, I mean, compared to how I eat now, no, of course, but compared to how I was eating before, yeah, for sure. I was vegan, but I would literally just eat like toast and like avocado and like drink beer, I swear. Oh, but I'd already quit drinking. No, what am I talking about? No, I had not quit drinking. I quit drinking later that year. I quit drinking July 2018. Yeah, because yeah, it's about to be 4 years. Next month. Oh, that's so exciting. Okay, I'm all about sobriety besides the occasional California indulgence, if you catch my drift. So, okay, so I start getting into fitness, and I fucking love it. This is like, I'm like, where's this been all my life, you know? But I originally started doing it because I was like getting into anxiety. Oh, so, but yeah, boom, let's talk about the beginning of 2018. I swear, I was like, I even said on my premium Snapchat, I was like, I am going to get my braces, and I'm going to get, oh my God, I've come so far, I'm gonna cry. And I want to get my boobs done, because they were just, okay, so yeah, at the start of the bimbofication, I had a 32D naturally to start, and you know, went up, went down a little bit, and that's the whole point, is like, you know, your weight fluctuates, and like my boobs just kind of like lost their ideal like volume, you know, just from like over the years of like losing weight, gaining weight, whatever. Oh, and I had lost weight. Oh yeah, because I got into fitness, so I was a little just thicker than I would like to be, from getting off of Xanax, you know. I was just like eating more or whatever, and so I toned up. I lost like 7 pounds in like freaking like 2 months or something like that, and yeah, so yeah, my boobs were like wah wah. Anyways, but okay, so come October, oh, I'd love to talk about this too. Come in me manifesting my money for my braces and like just all the things. So let me know if you want to hear about that. My manifestation, bimbofication, the manifestations. Oh, I love that. Oh my God, yes. Okay, so I'm happy to be here with you guys. I genuinely love making these YouTube videos, and I'm so excited to make more. So, so I started making more money. I got braces. A month later, I got my first boob job. and I had a lift, a lollipop lift, which leaves a pretty terrible scar, to be honest. And then I got put in, I think, 350 and 375. So just like an idea, that's like the typical size that people get implants, or maybe a little bit smaller. I think like 300 cc. So it's very modest. Very modest. And but I went to like a Jewish doctor. I only say that because he's like conservative. And he, you know, I remember the like nurse lady's like, oh, don't go any bigger than that. Like it'll look like too much. And I remember that. Anyway, so basically I went like 32D to 32 triple D, which is like, I just think back in the day, you know, like that's like big, you know, and like average girls I feel like have like a B cup or something. Anyways, but like I always had like a little bit more. I kind of get made fun of because I was so petite and have like bigger boobs. I'm like, look at me now. Okay, so let's see. Oh yes. So that was 2018. I progressively got blonder and blonder. I was blonde by then. Yeah, I was blonde by that point. But just like progressively blonder and blonder, and then I did have a little bit of time that I took out my well, I had a whole year I took out my extensions, but I just was like less blonde too. Oh, I'm so happy. You know, I've had my platinum back for a long time now. Girl never gets sick of it. So yeah, like what's interesting though, let's go back to like my childhood a little bit. Just while we're here in this pause. I was like into Barbies and stuff when I was younger, and like I was like girly, but like not really at the same time. So it's interesting. But like I said, even like now, I don't know, I guess I'm just pretty girly. So either just like really girly, or I don't know, I love my personal style. I wear like t-shirts and stuff too, so, and a lot of athletic wear. So then comes 2022, quarantine baby. I'm starting to quarantine or just lockdown or whatever. I'm starting to do really well on OnlyFans, and it finally sets in me what I like was kind of like trying to deny, that I wanted bigger boobs. So the guy I was dating at the time, he's like, that was like his fetish though, was like really big titty implant girls. But he had nothing to do with it. But he like did inspire me, you know, to live my big booby dream. And then also this model, Bambi Blacks, shout out to her. I was in like a Telegram group that, you know, all those girls, we have like those little Telegram groups in the industry. And she was like, good night from me and my huge boobs. And I was just like, I love that, because there was just some sort of shame, I guess. And then I also was like, oh, I only want bigger boobs because I'm in the industry, you know. And so I fought it a lot, but I'm like, no, I love big boobs. Like, I want like really big boobs. So, of course, my partner at the time knew the doctor I should go to, which, shout out Dr. Revis. You know, some girls have had problems with him, but you never know where people are coming from beforehand. And also, like, you know, girls be wild and stuff. I've had a good experience with him. So, I mean, that's literally with any doctor. There's gonna be like really great patients, and then the ones that didn't, you know, work out, I guess. Moving on. So I make an appointment, and you know, I do the surgery and stuff. I'm in Arizona, he's in Florida, so like I don't like meet him or like any of that like fantasy. It's literally like, hey, I know what you do, I want to do it, let's go. So yeah, this is like during the whole lockdown and everything, and they like opened up Florida again to do like elective plastic surgeries, because they stopped it, but then they were like losing so much money. They're like, bring them titties back over here and them booties. Okay, so I got really big boobs, 1200 cc. So like I said before, I was at like 350, 375, something like that. Your girl went like three 3.5 times as big. And it hurt. Going that big. And I also got infected in my right boobie. I got infected. It was like, I didn't know at the time, and like my ex was like taking really good care of me. I was very grateful for that. But he like, it was just like super hot, and like I had to take more antibiotics, and like it was a whole thing. But I'm fine. I didn't get like any extra scarring. Let me go back to my first surgery though. I freaking had a different guy I was dating come, and he decided to start doing ketamine infused treatments, like when you go to the clinic and everything at the same time, like not even the same week. Literally his first infusion was when I was getting my surgery. Long story short, he was not helping me at all. Like it was terrible. I mean, you're not like completely bedridden or anything, but it's really nice to have somebody just like helping out, you know? Okay, so back to surgery number 2. I loved it, and I had like short blonde hair at the time. I'm sure you showed a picture, we will now. And my braces, and it was just like such a vibe. And I did start making more money, but I also did like, I started sexting at that time. Shout out, you know where to go. I started sexting at that time, and also just some other market moves I made, you know. So, yeah, it was a good investment, you know. So about 6 months later, I am like, I really want to get my butt done. You know, like these boobs are great, but like I just want, it's not like I want like a big butt. I just want like a shapely butt. And like Bunny XO, she has had a BBL, and I talked to her about it, and she gave me her guy in Vegas. But since I'm so petite, I couldn't just do a BBL. I have to do like BBL and implants. It's called a supercharged BBL. And her dude just like didn't have like any pictures of it, and he was just like, it was like a weird vibe. So we found the guy that he goes to, that he actually learned his techniques from. So like, go to the fucking source. That's number one thing with surgery. Do not save money on it. Do not like cheap yourself out. Like, find the fucking best people and pay for it, because it's your body and like your results. And dude, like, no, like my first boob job was like, it was alright. It wasn't botched or anything. It just wasn't like great, you know. And I wish I would have like just waited, you know, like booked it out further or whatever. Just found a better surgeon, you know. And I hear and see all these like crazy situations, so it's like, just save up a little bit more money and get a good doctor. Okay, so I want to get my booty done. We found Dr. Islani, the butt master, and he was in Marbella, Spain, and he was booked out, baby. Of course, I had to wait 6 fucking months to get my fake butt, and it was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. Pictures, I love it. I gained like 10 pounds, which there's like confliction of like, you should be doing that or not. You shouldn't be. And I'll tell you why right now, because, I gained that weight back, and then like if you go back to just kind of like, basically if you lose the weight, because your body usually sits at like a normal, you know, set point, and then like sometimes you're a little less, sometimes you're a little more, but it's like my body went back to it's like normal weight, and so I like lost a lot of the results, just like more on the hips. I had like hip curving, which is fine though, because I like being more petite. I like being like this weight now, you know. Not that I didn't look good, but I just like being petite. So that was 2021, May 2021, and that was like, it was a lot to heal. It wasn't as like crazy as like other girls say. Like, it's so painful and so wild. It's like I had drains the first 5 days, and then like, you know, you have to sleep on your stomach, you can't sit down. So like, that's kind of wild now that I look back at it. But it was cool, and I just chilled in Spain for a month. which was like nice, but I wasn't able to really like do a lot, you know. But it was a great experience, and I'm very so happy with the results. Like my butt is big and cute and squishy. I love it. So then I was actually gonna get my last surgery right after that, but my incision kind of like busted open a little bit. Not as wild as you think it would be, but it could have gotten bad, you know. So I had to push back my third augmentation. So I could heal properly. So this was last year, August, so August 2021. The end of August, I got my third augmentation, and this is what went down. So with the last one, the 1200cc, I got like a mesh bra that they put inside, so it just kind of like holds them up since they're like heavier. I'm sure you can get them with like any implant though, any size, but it's, you know, especially for the extra large. And so my skin is like naturally like elastic, like just like extra stretchy, like it stretches and moves and does its thing. So anyways, and since my implants were so heavy, when I laid down, they just like created like a kind of unnecessarily large gap that I did not like. And then there's like this thing in the middle where, I mean, I still kind of have it now. I think it's just like the heaviness, and it's like pulling down the skin. So, more important, actually, just as important, I wanted that. I originally got my 1200cc's wanting a more like natural look. I didn't like the super bolted on, super fake, right? And I still wanted them big. So anyways, after having them for what, like a year? Yeah, a little over a year. That's it. I was like, I want them fucking bolted on. I want them looking super fake and super Barbie, you know? And so I was like, I gotta go back to fix all this stuff, you know? So what went down is that it's called like the Stratus, and yes, I know it's not very vegan of me, but it's like this pig skin that they take all the like cells and whatever, so it's not like live, and they put it in there so like your cells like grow with it and just like create this very like supportive bra inside. It was a lot. Should I go over? Oh, I've talked about it on TikTok. Yeah. My first augmentation was 10 grand. It was an augmentation and lift. My second one was like 10 grand, 12 grand, something like that, around there, for the extra large implants and the mesh bra. My butt, I think, was like 12 grand. And then my last shit, dude, was like 20 grand. I think in my $18,000, guys. Like, it's because these sheets of the pig skin literally are like a couple grand a piece. It's crazy. Medical shit is crazy. So yeah, I paid it though. And then, so what else went down is they put that in there, and then they put another like 200cc. So I'm at 1400cc right now. We love. I got the Platinum Blonde Dream. I got my extensions back like last July, so about a year now. And I am living my spiritual bimbo dream. But yeah, let's talk about, and I just got veneers too. Look at perfect Barbie. Yes. And I get filler, and Botox, of course, come on. So yeah, let's talk about it. My bimbofication is a story of self-love, and I really find plastic surgery as like an expression of self-love. Yes, there was parts of me that I wanted to be different. It didn't mean I didn't like them. As I say about my boobs, I'm like, I loved them so much, I wanted to enhance them and make them even better, which is so true, you know? And everyone just assumes if you get surgery, it's because you hate yourself and you have like low self-confidence. Especially with me having such large bosoms, people think like, oh, like what's wrong with her? Like she must hate herself. Like, yeah, like low self-esteem, you know, daddy issues, ha ha ha. So But that's like not the case, you know? Like I said, I wanted different. I still loved myself and found myself very beautiful. I'll tell you number one thing though, with all the surgery and stuff though, my braces. Getting my braces and getting straight teeth was like the biggest just achievement, especially because so my grandma gave my mom money twice for me to get braces, and she spent it like on other stuff. And then I was supposed to get braces when I was 18 too, but just some technical difficulties I wasn't able to. So it really just meant so much to me when I got my braces so I could get a straight smile, and I had them for 2.5 years. Pictures. And yeah, so here I am. But yeah, more about what bimbofication means to me. It really is just like an expression of self-love. And like I said, I'm like, I feel so good on the inside. I want to express that on the outside. I also find it a way to celebrate my inner child, because like I said, like, you know, when you're young, you just like dress up and just love being like super feminine. And I love wearing like, you know, some people think it's like, oh, like, you know, dressing young and it's like pedo stuff. No. It's not at all. Like, if you see it that way, then that's how you see it. But I see it as like just like having fun and just like loving myself, and just like I love being like girly and like playful and stuff, you know? Like if that is like you know, young. Don't make it weird. Long story short, don't make it weird. Okay. So yeah, so here I am now. Do I have any surgeries planned in the future? Not really, just like maintenance. Like I'm sure at some point I'll get like a facelift or something when I'm older. But like how everything is right now, like I can achieve what I want to achieve with the gym, you know, with any other like body stuff. And I was thinking about getting a nose job, but I get filler in it now, and it's like more shapely, and like that's really more what I wanted. Like I don't want to have like a smaller nose necessarily, and that's just like such a big thing. I'm like, if it's not broken, don't fix it, you know, which my other parts weren't either, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I think like bimbo obviously means something different to everyone, just like everyone has their own perception of reality. But for me, it's just like happy and bubbly and just like loving and everything, you know, and but it's like, I also am spiritual bimbo, so it's like, obviously that's gonna be more geared towards that. And like, I love that that's my brand, and people like, you know, like, that's such a cute name. I'm like, it's me though, because I'm just like this bubbly little like blonde girl with huge boobs. But then like I meditate for like an hour every day, and I like, you know, spit my like spiritual game and like try to help people in ways besides like just being like a sexual object. But I do understand that's like kind of the OG bimbo fetish, but I'm out here making new definitions for these types of things. So I think that's really it. I mean, I can go, you know, I could go into more detail about certain things, but something that maybe you can do that, you know, a different day if you guys want to hear about each of my surgeries like individually. I'd love to do that, or just more about my bimbofication. Then let me know below. And once again, if you haven't already liked, comment, subscribe. Check me out, BBY Girl Bella33 on Instagram. Just go to ineedbella.com. That has all of the things you need to find your girl. And until next time, remember, you can be whatever you want, so make it good. Love you.